Today you're going to learn how to make put alcohol back into beer that doesn't otherwise have it using an A beer you can buy at the store. Today I'm going to be making 2 batches. So I have exhausted 2 water bottles. Each holds 5 gallons. So to go to the store, you just need essentially 5 gallons worth of beer. You're going to have to do the math because some of them are 355 milliliter, which is 12 ounces, and some are 11.1. It just depends which one you want. I typically use San Miguel because it's kind of middle of the road. There isn't really much to it. In this case, they were out, so we have good old-fashioned St. Louis beer, Budweiser. The other thing you need is I like dark brown sugar. This offers enough sucrose to give it some alcoholic punch, but also gives a little bit of a malty flavor that the Budweiser would not otherwise provide. Thirdly, you need yeast. In this case, I've got a few. I think if you can, this one's been the most successful. It's called American West Coast Dry 97. This one has the best flavor. However, the most basic one you can use for pretty much anything is the Cooper's. Very inexpensive, and then we actually use it for making cider as well. And finally, you need hops. That's going to make this beer taste way better than it already does. I like to use an ounce of Cascade in each boil for 50 minutes to an hour. And then after the brewing has been done for over a week, once it's been put in the carboy, I like to dry hop it with Citra, which gives it a nice aromatic I guess attribute. So what I've done so far is I usually start off per batch with 3 6-packs, you can see over here. I put 3 6-packs of beer into a pot and start its boil. I'm going to go ahead and do it with these as well. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to pitch my Cascade, and we'll just cut it here and I'll show you when we get there. In this case, it's good to have a helper, so we have one here, and we're going to empty the cans into, again, 3 6-packs into the boil. Alright, now while this is coming to a boil, we're going to start sterilizing. So we use one step because you don't have to sterilize and then rinse, which kind of de-sterilizes it. You can actually put beer right in along with, even though there's still a little bit of the stuff left in there. So I'm mixing up a batch of it that I'm going to be using to sterilize both of these and the stoppers, the airlocks I mean. You can save this for several different sessions, so I like to put it back kind of where it came from. The nice part about using, even though this is very ghetto, the nice part about using these water bottles is after we're done, I don't have to worry about using a thing like this to try to clean the carboy. I just send it back and they take it and professionally clean them and give me new ones. So. Alright, so since these are sterilized, it's It's time to get, this is another thing you need is a airlock that I mentioned earlier. We're going to throw these in to sterilize them. I'm going to put them in to sterilize it. I'm going to go get the other one. And then we're going to start putting this entire case, or all these, into the carboys equally, just right now, and hopefully we'll get rid of a lot of their carbonation.
Yes!
This is the aftermath. Now we will walk into the kitchen, where it looks like the boil is coming right along. It's not quite to a rolling boil yet, but I'm going to get 2 pounds of sugar per batch ready to go, and then 1 ounce of Cascade per batch ready to go as well, which will, well, not citrus, sorry. Yeah, we'll add those as soon as they come to a rolling boil. Okay, so those two are in, and then I'm going to give it a quick whisk, and then throw in 1 ounce of Cascade. So good. Smell it working. Alright, and a quick whisk to get it all mixed in there. Yeah, these guys, once they're at a rolling boil, I'm going to start the timer for about 50 minutes or so. Alright, so it's just finished its 50-minute boil, so I'm going to turn these both off. Try to replicate the flash cooling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this straight in, and I'm going to add it to the room temperature NA that's there. Okay. Now I'm going to put these airlocks in here loosely, just so no contamination gets in there. I've labeled these because I'm going to use 2 different types of yeast, one West Coast and one with just regular Coopers. So let's go activate the yeast. Alright, so it says to put in 100 milliliters at 86 to 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's the first one. Just dump them in there. It takes about 15 minutes. Alright, so 15 minutes and we'll go pitch it. Alright, it's been 15 minutes. This is kind of what they look like after they get activated. Okay, by this time it's probably cooled down enough so it won't hurt them at all. It's kind of warm, but it's not going to hurt them. Let's pop this off and dump the whole thing in. Make sure you get all the stuff off the bottom. Alright, so I put the West Coast in. Coopers. go. Alright, now it's a waiting game. So now a week or so until these guys finish brewing, and then we'll go through the dry hopping process and then the filtering and kegging process.